Have you noticed bad behavior has become normalized at interscholastic athletic events? Some fans seem angry. They lack civility toward one another. Some even get aggressive and unruly. Time out! What is going on? This has to stop. Let's not forget, school sports aren't just about winning. And they're definitely not an excuse to take your frustrations out on the official or the opponent. They're about teaching lessons like perseverance, respect, and empathy, so students can learn and grow as people, not just as players. We all have a role to play in setting a good example for our students and teaching them these important values. So fans, it's time to step up your game and behave positively at interscholastic athletic events in Idaho.
This message presented by the IHSAA and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
May I offer you one of our finest selections? Delicious, rich in protein, and locally produced right here in Idaho. Excellent choice, sir.
Satisfied dairy customer, aisle 10.
Dad's home.
I'm home.
Did you get the good stuff?
He's lining it up. He's going in. He scores!
Idaho's 529 can be used at any in-state or out-of-state 2- or 4-year college or university. Can be used at a trade school for an apprenticeship.
Whatever it is that your kid is interested in, that's available for them to use the fund.
I really like the flexibility. It gives Wild the opportunity to pursue a whole array of training.
So whatever your child's passion is, you can support that.
To learn more, go to idsaves.org.
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
It's that time again. Time to get the health insurance you need for next year. Open enrollment is the time for you to enroll in, renew, or change your coverage. At Your Health Idaho, you can save money with a tax credit on the plan that's best for you and your family. Don't wait. Open enrollment ends December 15th. More coverage, less cost. Only at yourhealthidaho.org. Enroll by December 15th.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
Welcome into this IdahoSports.com GameStreams production of the 2025 Idaho High School Football Playoffs on the NFHS Network. This postseason broadcast is presented by Project Filter, your local Toyota dealer, Your Health Idaho, Next Steps Idaho, Ideal, Idaho's College Savings Plan, the Idaho Bowl, Valleywide Cooperative, and the Idaho Office of Highway Safety. Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to Twin Falls High School for this second-round playoff football game between the undefeated and fifth-ranked Century Diamondbacks and the fourth-ranked Twin Falls Bruins. Glad to have you with us on a chilly, windy fall night here in Twin Falls. My name is Scott Burton, and I'm joined by my broadcast partner, Dallin Fryer. And Dallin, you take a look at these two teams as we are just a couple of minutes away from kickoff. Two very good football teams, and let's begin with the Century Diamondbacks. The big thing with Century, they're coming in undefeated. They are a perfect 9-0 on the season, yet they're ranked a little bit behind Twin Falls. who has 2 losses on the year, but still, this is a really good Century football team.
Yeah, I don't think if you would ask many people around the state which of these teams would have a better chance of going undefeated in the regular season, that anybody would have said Century. I mean, Century hasn't seen the postseason in a few years now. The last time they made it, I believe, was 2020. And, that ends up meaning that all of these players on this team were not in high school when this team was last at the state tournament. And they come in, though, looking great last week, had a great one, and very largely due to the great play of quarterback Justice Mangum. He has really taken off this year. I mean, still makes some mistakes at times, and he's had his spots where he looks a little bit young and inexperienced, but does a lot on the ground. Not that much through the air, but, I mean, they haven't been behind in many games this year. Their opponent's combined record is 18-63, and largely due to the great running display of Tito Villano. He's been great this year on the ground, and I'm excited to watch him tonight.
Well, for the Twin Falls Bruins, Ty Hess is the guy that leads this group, and this is a very balanced offense for the Bruins. Really a 50-50 split between running and passing, and Ty Hess has a lot to do with the offense, amassing over 2,200 yards this season, 16 through the air, 500 through the ground, or on the ground rather. And we're going to get a look at Twin Falls on the offense first as we are underway. And the Bruins will send the offense out onto the field, led by Ty Hess and Jackson Saddleberg. Now, Ty Hess can sling the ball around, and the Bruins have got a bevy of receivers that they can throw to. And here we are from the 20-yard line, first down Bruins. And Hess in the gun. Handoff, first man through, and not a whole lot of room for Saddleberg. Maybe a yard at best. Good defense from the defensive front there of the Diamondbacks. Now that's a group that Coach Fleshman really looks to anchor this defense. Second down, and we'll call it 10. Has to throw. Looks right, nowhere to go. Back to the left, into the middle, and down he goes. Boy, that's a coverage sack if there ever is one, and into the arms of number 90.
Yeah, it was Gavin Howe on the sack. And like you said, coverage sack, great coverage downfield. Hess is one that can take off at times, and honestly, he had nowhere to go even if he wanted to scramble on that play either.
Good pressure by Century to force third and long for the Bruins on the opening drive here. Line of scrimmage, the 13-yard line. Has to throw. A little screen, and it goes off the fingertips of the running back coming out of the backfield. That is Dax Payne. And the Bruins 3 and out on their opening possession, and will give Century really good field position. Now, we talked about the wind a little bit. It is blowing pretty much across the field rather than up and down the field. So it will be affecting just about everything. And we'll take a look at the first punt here. And again, caught up in that wind, takes a Bruin bounce out across midfield, and the Diamondbacks will send out the offense and have it 1st and 10 from their 48-yard line. And we'll get a look at the young quarterback, Justice Mangum, and the 1-2 punch of Tito Villano. Those two have accounted for pretty much all the offense that Century has produced so far this year, but it's a really good 1-2 to have. Both juniors, both coming back, and you talk about this junior class from Century. This is the class that has turned it around in Century. First down for the Diamondbacks. Villano Right side, a little bit of room, moving the pile inside the 45. Nice gain on first down, give him 6. Century will have it 2nd and 4.
And obviously, great field position to start this one is going to be huge for the Diamondbacks if they can convert here. They started last week down 14-0, built a little bit of a hole. They obviously can't do that tonight against Twin, but good start there on first down, setting up 2nd and short.
Mangum out of the gun, Villano flanked to his left. And this will be Villano again, makes one man miss. The second wave there for the Bruins. And a short gain will keep Villano shy of the sticks. It'll be 3rd down for Century from the Bruin 44.
And those defensive linemen for Twin Falls, they might not be getting a lot of tackles tonight, but their job is penetration, penetration, penetration. Set up tackles for the linebackers. Do not let Villano get to that second level much farther than right past the line of scrimmage.
Three receivers to the left, 1 to the right, and now a man in motion. Villano and Mangum will put it on the ground, take it himself and lose a yard. Good pursuit by the Twin Falls defense.
Yeah, I give that tackle to pretty much everybody on that play.
Well,
He had nowhere to go. I'm trying to look over, and I'm like, no, I think everyone was there.
Yeah, Jordan Bingham was there, Dalton Carter was there, and a host of other Bruins. And the Diamondbacks unable to do anything with good field position on their opening drive, and they will kick it away. Back to receive is Draken Ferreira, and nobody's going to get a hand on this one as it rolls dead right around the 15-yard line. No score, 8:18 to play here in the opening quarter. Dallin Fryer, Scott Burton on IdahoSports.com and the NFHS Network. Second round playoff action. 2 very good football teams here in Twin Falls and Century. And now the Bruins will have their second possession of the night from their own 15-yard line. Hess out of the gun. And up the middle we go to Saddleberg. Gain of about 5 on first down. It'll be 2nd down and 5.
And obviously, they want to be able to use that play action later on. They want to be able to keep Ty Hess in the read option game as well. And so any positive yardage on first down with Saddleberg will set up great success as well for the Bruins.
Empty backfield for Hess, 4 down linemen. The Century defense, they'll rush 4. Quick pass out into the flat is complete to number 13. That's going to be Zach Stokes, and that's going to be enough for a Bruin first down, the first down of the evening.
Yeah, good tackle there by Adrian Gonzalez as well, preventing any further damage. But first down for the Bruins.
From their own 29-yard line. Saddleberg, right side, not a whole lot of room, just kind of fights forward for a couple of yards. First man there for Century was Bryson Davis. But that's the strength of Saddleberg. He got hit pretty much at the line of scrimmage, but somehow managed 5 or 6 yards.
Yeah, you can tell he has a lot of leg power, and he's dropping his hips a little bit low and just driving legs. He knows contact's coming.
4 receivers to the right. And now 1 in motion. Hess looks that way, tucks it, up the middle he goes, trying to find some room. Out across the 40, breaks the tackle across midfield. Out of bounds at the 45-yard line of Century.
Yeah, you mentioned it in the preview. Ty Hess, he's not only a passing quarterback, he is a dual threat quarterback at its finest. Did a lot of damage on the ground last week and continues to do it tonight.
Well, Ty Hess on the season, 587 yards on the ground to go along with 10 touchdowns, so he's a very capable dual threat quarterback. And they've got it first down from the Century 45. 2 receivers right, Saddleberg, big hole right up the middle and nearly broke it. Give him 11 or 12 on the carry and another first down.
Yeah, touchdown saving tackle by Brody Jablonski.
And we're going to call that name quite a bit tonight, as that kid is averaging 17 tackles a game for Century. The Bruins on the move here. 6 minutes and change to go here in the opening quarter. No score. Two receivers right, one left. Saddleberg in the backfield. Hess blitz, down he goes.
Yeah, on the sack was Luke Webb, the senior, and he really went in untouched.
Boy, dialed up the blitz. Perfect defensive play call, and now the Bruins behind the sticks on this drive. Line of scrimmage, the 41 of Century. They've got to get all the way to the 22. So, second down and 19. A bit of play action for Hess. Has some time. Steps up over the middle. He's got a man, and it is complete. Boy, Hoyt Murray. I was going to tell you sooner, but my program blew off the table.
Story of Idaho playoff football.
Well, we're perched up here on the crow's nest in the elements, right on top of the press box. So things are going to blow around from time to time. So we're a little delayed in getting you something. That is most likely the reason why. Handoff, right side, and that's going to be Dax Payne. Dax Payne with the carry. He'll come up just and a little bit short of the first down marker, and it will be fourth down for the Bruins. But, you know, they were facing second down and 19, and now it's fourth and about 3.
And seeing a run on third down obviously shows they have a lot of confidence in being able to get this fourth down.
Absolutely. 4th and 3 from inside the 25th century. Two receivers each way for Hess. Little read option. Hess has it. Big hole, first down inside the 15.
I remember when we were doing the state preview, I wrote the state preview for the Great Basin Conference, and Coach Coring talked about how this year he was really excited about Ty Hess and being able to make checks at the line of scrimmage, knowing what the offense really is and being able to dive in completely. I think that was a perfect example of it because, I mean, could he have handed it off? Maybe Saddleberg gets it. No, he knew he could keep that one. He knew it had a lot of space, and he sold it. That's the most important thing.
And the Bruins back in business again. First down, trips right. Saddleberg, the lone setback. He'll get the call. And Century there defensively. A whole host of Diamondbacks. Jablonski was there, as well as Braxton Burrows. And a loss on the play. Loss of 1, second down and 11 for Twin Falls. At the Century 14-yard line. 3 minutes to play here in the opening quarter. No score. Two receivers left, two right. Now a man in motion. Hess, swing pass. And that one is caught by Payne.
Payne with the catch, takes down to about the 10.
And down to about the 10-yard line, Payne goes.
And anything Payne can do to spell Saddleberg early is positive for the Bruins in the long run as well.
Third down. And a long 7 for Twin Falls. Same formation, hand up, middle, wide open, touchdown, Bruins, Saddleberg. Boy, you could have driven a truck through the line on that play. Great job by the offensive line of the Bruins, and Twin Falls strikes first.
Yeah, I wish I could provide some awesome analysis for that play, but it was really just, like you said, it was wide open up the middle, and it's something that I think they'd ran that same play 4 different times on that drive, and showing just the difference it can make when you get your first step right.
Well, and that's what Twin Falls wanted to do, is start early. And the first quarter touchdown comes at the 2:18 mark of the first quarter. And now for the extra point, but we are going to have a flag first, as jumping off sides is Century.
A little bit of a decision to make here.
Yeah, it is. That brings the 2-point conversion into play, and I think that's exactly what the Bruins are going to do.
I mean, they just watched Saddleberg walk into the end zone.
Right.
I mean, you have 1 yard to get with a quarterback that has converted 2 fourth downs on that drive. And, they're going to call a penalty as well on Twin for that. I saw him cross his arms. I didn't see, I guess, delay a game. I didn't see the penalty necessarily.
Well, after all that, we're going to get right back to the extra point. Handling the kicking duties is Caden Clopton. And Clopton's got a leg, belts it through. And with 2:18 left to go here in the opening quarter, Twin Falls strikes first on a 14-yard run from Stadelberg. They lead it 7-0. Well, we'll keep it right here and visit some of our game stream sponsors. Titan Machinery is your source for new and used tractors, combines, balers, excavators, loaders, backhoes, and wheel loaders. Their 5 Idaho locations serve the agriculture, construction, and landscaping industries in eastern Idaho. Titan Machinery offers the most advanced new farm and construction equipment in the world, and they back their equipment with world-class service, parts, and financial solutions. They can get you into your new equipment and into the field quickly with real peace of mind. Find out more online at TitanMachinery.com. And a big shout out to the power boosters from Century, which include Java Express, Mountain View Event Center, the Roof Resource, MVP Rentals, Liberty Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, and Teton Auto Group. And the Bruin kick. A lot of east-west and not much north-south for the return. And on the return was Deacon Stoll.
He had a good leg tackle as well from Ty Fulmer. I mean, like you said, didn't really go anywhere, but if he had broke that, maybe 5 or 6 more yards as well, maybe a little bit more.
Mangum to his right, looking to throw, has nobody open, has to pull it back, and then reloads, fires again, 50-50 ball down the field, and it's incomplete. It was intended for number 2, and that is going to be Deshaun Clark, who came up limping, and that would be a huge loss for the Diamondbacks. Even though they don't throw the football that often, he is still one of their better athletes.
Yeah, he's a deep threat for them. Obviously something they were trying to go for right there. Has a couple touchdown catches throughout the season as well. Hope for the best for him.
Yeah, just one of those things to where it was, like I said, a 50-50 ball. And there was really no contact between the players. It was just kind of jumping and landing awkwardly. And Deshaun, definitely a football pedigree.
Let's give Deshaun a nice round of applause. We hope he's okay.
College of Idaho has already offered to Deshaun Clark, and Deshaun's dad played at ISU and a little bit in the NFL as well, mostly with the Packers. So there is definitely football in the pedigree, and you hate to see this, and we hope he's all right.
Is able to walk off on his own power, has some help around him, but we'll see if we see Clark out there later on throughout this one.
Well, 2nd down and 10 now for Century from their own 32-yard line. Handoff, breaking tackles again is Tito Villano.
On the carry, Tito Villano for the Diamondbacks.
And a nice gain on second down, brings up third down and manageable. Third and call it 4.
As your program goes flying again.
Holy cow. You know, I thought I did myself a solid by putting this in binders and everything so it wouldn't fly away, except for the program. Take my hands off it. Takes off on me. Handoff. Villano breaks a tackle, breaks another out across the 45, and he's got a first down for Century.
Villano just cut back, cut back, cut back. He's done that 3 or 4 times throughout the night. Obviously knows the lanes he needs to get to.
Well, the thing about Villano is you look at the kid, and he's not a very big kid. A lot of these kids on Century, they don't really pass the eye test where you look at them and you go, they're just huge. But what they are is strong. And you look at the legs of a guy like Tito Villano, as I was down on the field in the pregame and, you know, just kind of visiting with everybody down there. These kids lived in the weight room at Century, and it has made such a huge difference. Here's Mangum, and the speed and the athleticism of Mangum on what appeared to be a broken play. Able to get it into Bruin territory and pick up another first down.
And that's what Mangum can do for you. He's elusive. That's a good word to describe him because he knows how to not get hit. And he did get hit a little bit there as he got hit as he went out of bounds. But it's very, very rare that the first person to come up to him makes contact with him.
Well, and he's so quick, and his feet are so quick. And that's what makes him special. So a fresh set of downs now for Century as they are on the move trying to answer the touchdown from the Bruins. In the gun, Mangum, toss, Villano cuts back and picks up a couple. As we are under a minute to go here in the first quarter.
Gain of only about 1. Bring up second down.
Maybe a yard on the play for Villano. And we'll see if Century chooses to run a play here before the end of the quarter, as we've got about 20 seconds. Clock moving. Century quickly to the line on second down and 10. Mangum to throw. Complete here on the near side. That's going to be Carter Ward with the reception, but not a whole lot of movement, maybe 2 or 3. And it'll be third down and long as the quarter comes to a close. Well, that's going to do it for the end of the first quarter. And we will step away here from Twin Falls High School and be back with second quarter action right after this. Right back here at Twin Falls High School. Scott Burton along Dallin Fryer, IdahoSports.com and the NFHS Network. 7-0 Bruins. But the Diamondbacks are on the move as they've got the football. Third down and about, we'll call it 7 from the Bruin 34. And the Diamondbacks will send 2 receivers left, 2 right, and we've got all kinds of movement here, and it was initiated by Century on the offensive line, and that will make it third and a lot longer.
Yeah, I think the culprit was Ben Ralphs. Obviously something they talked about in the huddle before coming out for the second quarter, making this third down a little bit more difficult.
Don't jump, don't jump. Okay, jump, jump. I know how that goes. So the penalty will make it 3rd down and 11 from the Bruin 39. Now, if they can get a good chunk of this back, it's definitely 4-down territory. Mangum to throw. Steps up in the pocket. Now he's on the run. Trying to find a man, and he's got one, and it's dropped, and that would have been a 1st down for Century. A great throw by Mangum, and it was Carter Ward unable to come up with it.
Yeah, Ward had it in his hands, probably wondered where the 1st down marker was. He wanted to get there, turned his head, the ball dropped right into the air.
Well, unfortunate break for Century, as that would have moved the sticks, kept the drive alive, but now they're going to have to punt it away.
And one thing Century, from what we can tell at least, Century has not trailed in many ball games this season, and obviously a big possession here coming up.
This is Drake and Ferreira, fair catch at about the 12-yard line, and the Bruins will send the offense back out onto the field, leading at 7-0. 11:44 to go here in the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, and with that being said, though, they were trailing 14-0 to start their game last week as well. Or no, correction, they didn't score in their first couple possessions last week, and I mean, just a little stagnant to start this one as well.
Saddleberg hit at the line of scrimmage, and there's not a lot of room for him there. That's going to be Carlos Urias for the Diamondbacks. Held Saddleberg to a gain of maybe 1 on the play.
I mean, I don't have the official stats in front of me. I think that's probably Saddleberg's shortest run of the game thus far. First time they've been able to make contact with him right at this line of scrimmage.
Saddleberg exit. Dax Payne in the backfield now for the Bruins. 2 receivers on each side. And Payne will get the carry. Nice hole for Payne. He's into the secondary. Across the 35, still on his feet, and tackled from behind at the 40 on a huge run by Dax Payne in a massive hole created by the offensive line.
He absolutely trucked Adrian Gonzalez on that play as well. Gonzalez, a very good safety back there, and I don't think he thought Dax was going to be bringing the Payne like that as well.
First down at the 40. Hess in the gun, Saddleberg flanked to his left. Saddleberg will get the carry, and up the middle he goes. Just following big Marcus Arias. And a nice gain of about 6.
Saddleberg came off the field there limping just a little bit. He was still able to come back off the field pretty quickly, but we'll see if he gets back out there quickly as well.
Second down. Boy, not a lot of room there for Twin Falls. And that's going to be number 18, Ben Clifford, getting into the backfield for the TFL for Century.
Big third down here. Obviously, it's been a lot of third and fourth downs, it feels like, for Twin Falls thus far. They've been converting most of them, at least last possession. I think every single – it feels like they never got first down on first down. It felt like every single time they got to second and third down, a lot of time in possession here for the Bruins.
Third down and 7. Hess rolls to his right, fires to the sideline, and has a man complete. Pass caught there by number 12. That's going to be Bryce Nielsen. And that's going to be enough for a first down. Give him 8 on the pass completion, and the sticks move for the Bruins, and the Bruins now into Diamondback territory at the 49.
Good awareness there by Nielsen to know exactly where the first down marker was. Is that the sticks are on the other side of the field, and he knew exactly what yardage he needed to get to, and he did so. Good throw by Hess as well.
More play action. Quick screen here near side. Pass complete to Luke Beam. And Beam run out of bounds, I think just shy of the 40-yard line, which means he's shy of the first down marker.
I bring up a 2nd and 4 for the Bruins.
Second down and about 4. We're under 9 minutes to go here in the first half. Bruins lead at 7-0, and they're on the march. Has to throw, looks left, single coverage on the far side, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Zach Stokes. You know, and that's one thing that the Bruins are going to do, and they do this as well as anybody, is they run a lot of motion offensively, and they create matchups like the one we just saw, one-on-one on the outside, and then you just hope your guy wins the 50-50 battle. And when you've got athletes you can put out there, then the luxury of creating those matchups really works to your advantage.
Yeah, and Hess hasn't thrown very many interceptions this season. I think that plays a big part into it as well, getting the matchups that he wants.
This is Payne. Down to around the 40 he goes. And again, that's going to be Braxton Jablonski in on the tackle.
It's going to bring up a 4th down.
And it's going to be 4th and less than a yard for the Bruins. Obviously, the offense stays out on the field for Twin.
I was going to say, I saw the near side official stop the clock. I don't think they're going to do a measurement, though. I still haven't seen them roll. Nope, they'll roll here.
So it is 4th down and less than a yard. Little tush push from the Bruins, and it works. And why wouldn't it? I mean, does it ever not work?
It doesn't feel like it. What does Jason Kelsey say? It's 92% of the time it works.
I would even say it's higher than that. So first down for Twin Falls. Drive stays alive from the 38-yard line. 2 receivers each side. And this is Dexton Payne. Not a whole lot of room to operate off the left side. A host of Diamondbacks there, led by Luke Webb. Second down and 10. Little play action. Hess tried to find a receiver on a quick slant over the middle, but that one was batted down by Braxton Jablonski right at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Jablonski had a lot of space, and I liked what he did there. He didn't just try to hit Hess. He put his hands in the air. He knew Hess was trying to get rid of the ball quickly.
And that will bring up 3rd down and long for the Bruins. 3rd and 10. Trips to the left of Hess. Single coverage here on the right side. And that's right where they were looking to go, but the blitz got there first. Into the backfield for the Diamondbacks. Big number 90, Gavin Howe. They call him the Rooster. And that is a drive killer for the Bruins. They had single coverage on the near side here, and you could tell that was the matchup they were looking for. But Hess had no time to even think about throwing the football. And the defense for the Diamondbacks comes up big, and the Bruins are forced to punt on 4th and long.
That almost looked like an all-out blitz as well. If it wasn't Howe, there was 2 or 3 other Diamondbacks in position.
Boy, nice high kick. Hits and dies right at about the 20-yard line. And Century playing a little bend and not break type of defense so far in the first half. They did give up that first quarter touchdown. But the Bruins have owned the clock here in the first half.
And a couple different types of drives for the Diamondbacks. Their very first drive, they had really good field position and just had nowhere to go. The last couple have had a couple first downs and then a bad play, and then it leads to a punt. Sometimes I think the second drive, if I'm not mistaken, was on first down. The last drive was on third down. So obviously trying to put big or good plays together, but also looking for a big play. They haven't really gone deep yet. They've looked at it a couple times, but haven't gone there.
Mangum out of the gun, little fly sweep. Oh my word, what a hit by number 36 for the Bruins. Boy, coming in, and you could hear the crowd. That was Alex Johnson.
And it looks even better because of the jump that the ball carrier had. And,
yeah.
I watch a lot of WWE. That was basically a spear right there.
Yeah, I didn't know what you young fellas are even talking about. Second down and 10. Mangum rolling to his right, looking for somebody to throw to, fires it down the field, and it's incomplete off the hands. Holy cow. we got stuff blowing all over the place
That's
here.
my stuff this
That's
time.
your stuff.
Pardon the camera for a second.
You know, people think that, oh, you get to broadcast games. It's a life of luxury. You're probably in some sort of green room, some, free snacks. And, we're on top of the press box.
Carried my own equipment up here.
Yeah. In about 15, 20-mile-an-hour winds blowing all of our stuff around. We're all bundled up like it's the middle of winter. So the luxury, not so much.
Not so much.
But I'll take this any day.
That's right.
Third down, here we go. Mangum, straight back, has time, fires down the field. He's got a man, and we're going to have a flag. He was looking for Josiah Davids, and they're going to get Dax Payne with some pass interference, and that is going to keep the Century drive alive.
Yeah, kind of unlucky for Payne. I think he just kind of tripped, but did what you are supposed to do as a DB. If you go down, make sure that the receiver goes down with you.
Yeah, I mean, you take a 15-yard penalty versus an 85-yard touchdown pass.
Any day.
So the penalty will give the Diamondbacks a first down at their own 36. The Bruins bailed him out that time. High snap. Handoff, picking his way for maybe about a yard is all.
On the tackle, I believe, was number 69, Maxton Hudson. Good penetration by Hudson there.
And I didn't see what just happened here on a penalty. We were picking up more papers. But it looks like Twin got flagged for, Century got flagged for.
The 5-yard penalty, I'm guessing a legal formation or an illegal shift is all I can think of.
If it's remaining 1st and 15, then the play never happened. So it'll be 1st and 15 for Century from their own 31-yard line. Mangum out of the gun, keeps it himself, trying to follow Tito, but there's nowhere to go. Stepping up and making the play for the Bruins was Reggie Farrer. Boy, textbook tackle from Farrer on the play, and a loss for the Diamondbacks.
triple option there, and Farrar knew exactly where to go. He did his job staying with the quarterback. That's not an easy thing to do, and it's not a job that's for the weak either, because the last thing you want to do is just stand there and wait. But he did what he needed to do, and it worked out for him that play.
2nd down and 15 after the tackle for loss. High snap corralled by Mangum, rolling to his right, trying to find somewhere to go. Elusive, but not elusive enough. And another loss on the play for Century. Good defensive pursuit and pressure by the Bruins.
Yeah, and kind of a coverage sack there for the Bruins. They were deep in the backfield, though. The Century linemen, obviously it was a rollout, so they had some pulling guards and tackles as well. But really just good penetration by the Bruins and setting up a long 3rd down once again. Feels like that's kind of been the story of Century's night so far.
Yeah, they've kind of played behind the sticks. I mean, they've had a couple of times where they've had decent field position, but they just can't get ahead of the sticks. And here we are, 3rd down and too far to count. Mangum to throw. Steps up in the pocket, and now he's on the run. Cuts it back to the middle, but cannot get up the field. And a nice tackle by the Bruins. That's going to be number 55. Kyra Finnick. And Century will have to kick it away on 4th and 11. And a left-footed kicker. And that one will roll inside the 30 to about the 28, where the Bruins will send the offense back out onto the field, leading it 7-0. 2:47 left to go here in the first half. And that's going to give me a chance to just kind of recognize some people here that we haven't been able to do. The Bank of Commerce is a proud supporter of all area schools with 17 locations across Idaho and southwest Montana. For your local decisions and exceptional service, make the Bank of Commerce your bank of a lifetime. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Hess over the middle, incomplete. Beam was the intended receiver. It'll be 2nd down. Clock stops, 2:42 to go.
You know, it's always interesting looking at the game through a little tiny screen on this camera, because to me that looked like it was right in Beam's hands, and then the next thing I knew, I saw the pigskin on the ground.
A little different perspective there. 2nd down and 10 for Twin Falls. Man in motion. Handoff up to the 30. And that is Dax Payne with the carry, and the clock continues to run. 2:25 to go. Saddleberg checks back in for the Bruins. Line of scrimmage the 31, where it's 3rd down. 3rd and 7. Has to throw. Little screen left side. Pass complete, and that looks like it's going to be a 1st down. As making the catch over on the far side was Zach Stokes. And Stokes did not go down on first contact. He was able to move the pile up close to the 1st down marker, and it looks like they may take a look at it.
It really looked like Stokes was going to be about where the down marker is right now. I just got a big burst.
Just kept the legs churning, and they will have an official measurement.
Looks like the chains are coming out for even a closer look.
And that's going to be a Bruin 1st down.
Always nice when the chains are on the side that the measurement is as well.
Yeah.
Saves a lot of time and potential errors as well.
Yeah, change is too far away. That's a 1st down.
That's right.
1st down for Twin Falls. Payne, big hole left side. He's off to the races. Into the secondary goes Payne. To the end zone. Touchdown. Payne, and a burst of speed, got into the secondary quickly and then into the end zone.
Yeah, Dax Payne, that's twice he's been able to break into the second level, this time able to get even beyond them. Basically, untouched all the way to the end zone. There was no doubt he was going to score there once he broke past the line of scrimmage.
And the extra point is up and good. So with 1:45 to go here before the half, Twin Falls strikes again, and they lead it 14-0. We'll keep it right here. Brzee Heating and Air, the Magic Valley's premium HVAC provider, is proud to support the Twin Falls Bruins in the state playoffs. Good luck, Bruins, from Brzee Heating and Air. Also, thanks to the Power Boosters out of Twin Falls, VitaGlow Idaho, and the Roof Resource. Caribou Ford is simply proud to cheer on the Century High School football team as they play in the state football playoffs. That's Caribou Ford. And Liberty Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Soda Springs is proud of the Century High School football team for making the great drive to the state football playoffs. And Primetime Auctions is a proud supporter of local high school athletics and wants to wish everyone a fun and safe postseason. Primetime Auctions is the best place to bid online for anything you can think of: vehicles, equipment, estates, antiques, and even real estate. That's Primetime Auctions. All right, Century. We'll take the kickoff and get out across the 30. That's going to be Lincoln Echohawk on the return. And now Century with 1:38 to go. And you mentioned a little bit ago about they haven't busted a big play yet. That is what this offense is really all about, is the ability to bust the big play. They haven't done it yet. And they've got 1:38 to get one here before the half. And they do get the kickoff to start the second half.
I believe they have all 3 timeouts here as well. So they can run the ball at some point in this drive if they need to.
Intercepted by Payne to the house. Touchdown Bruins. Oh my.
Dax Payne.
Boy, have yourself a half, Dax Payne.
Yeah, and he was not somebody that we highlighted in the pregame, and it's because it's been Saddleberg so much on the offensive side. Obviously, he does good on the defensive side. But, man, Dax Payne, as he goes out, he's jogging out there for the PAT, he is exhausted going out to go and do his blocking assignment on the PAT.
Well, I mean, he just scored 17 seconds ago on the offense. And now he's got a pick 6 on the very first play defensively.
As I think, they're going to call it encroachment, it looks like. I thought maybe they'd get Payne coming in a little bit late on the formation, but. And it looks like they're going to send out the offense again for the 2-point conversion this time.
Yeah, with the penalty, it makes it a lot closer. And you might as well. So the offense on for the 2-point conversion for the Bruins. And that's going to be Saddleberg, who walks into the end zone, and the 2-point conversion is good. And that makes it 22-0 Bruins with 1:28 to go here in the first half. Boy, how quickly things can change.
I was just about to say, what a difference 18 seconds makes.
Right? I mean, this was a 7-0 game, and the Bruins were struggling to get it to the end zone. I mean, they played well between the 20s, but just couldn't break the big one. Well, 2 consecutive plays, 2 big ones, 2 touchdowns.
And Dax Payne responsible for both of them. Obviously, good blocking by the offensive line, setting up the first touchdown. And he just patiently, he read the eyes of Mangum. He almost knew exactly where he was going to go. And he had a no doubt interception, easy pick 6.
Okay, on the return for Century is Adrian Gonzalez. Up to about the 38-yard line, and Century with 121 still has a chance to punch one into the end zone to really kind of negate or stop the bleeding, if you will.
38. First and 10 for the Diamondbacks.
And remember, they do get the football to start the second half. So first and 10, Century. Really needing to punch one in. And the Bruins defensively, they've got other ideas. On the carry for Century was Tito. And that's going to be Alex Johnson making the tackle, and we've got a timeout on the field. Well, that'll allow us to talk about Pioneer Title Company. Founded in 1949, Pioneer Title Company is an employee-based company centered around a going-beyond culture which fosters the principles of family, respect, and openness. Pioneer offers title and escrow products, long-term escrows, contract purchasing, foreclosure services, and 1031 tax-deferred exchanges. They provide services in Idaho, Oregon, Nevada, Washington, and Wyoming. Call 208-233-9595 to set up an appointment. Pioneer Title is a proud supporter of Century Athletics and wants to wish them good luck in tonight's game. .112 to go before the half. On a chilly night here in Twin Falls. Second down for Century. Quick pass out into the flat far side. Doesn't get a whole lot of progress. On the tackle out there was Ferreira. And Carter Ward with the reception. Gain of maybe a couple. And another timeout taken by the Diamondbacks. Well, a lot of football being played tonight, a lot of games around the state this weekend. And you want to take a look at like the 5A bracket. You've got number 1 Hillcrest taking on the number 9 seed Lakeland. And right now, Lakeland is giving Hillcrest everything they can handle. It's 14-7 Hillcrest at the half. Mangum just nowhere to go. And the Bruins defensively have done what they said they needed to do, and that is control Justice Mangum. And that will bring up 4th down. And it's going to be the Bruins that call a timeout. So Twin burns one of their timeouts knowing they're going to get the ball back. 58 seconds to go in the half, 22-0 Bruins. In a game that moments ago was just 7-0. Twin is going to get the ball back. And it has been one big play after another lately for the Bruins. And a chance to blow this thing wide open in the final minute and a half of the first quarter.
Yeah, and like you said, these punts have been kind of unpredictable throughout the night, too, with the wind. I mean, the last couple Century punts have been actually pretty good, but you never know what can happen on a night like tonight, and we've seen some good running plays. Something different, though, with Twin is that 58 seconds is a lot of time because Ty Hess is a very good passer as well. We've obviously seen Payne have some success on the ground. We've seen Saddleberg have some success on the ground. Hess has had some success on the ground, but he can also air it out as well, and he has a slew of good receivers. 58 seconds is an eternity.
The Bruins will send 2 men deep to return the punt to make sure they get a shot at something. Dalton Carter and Ferreira. And neither one of them are going to get a chance as the ball rolls dead at the 34. 49 seconds left before the end of the first half. 22-0 Bruins.
And with 49 seconds of the clock, the Bruins start first and 10 from their own 34.
Well, let's see what Twin Falls dials up here. I mean, a lot of teams would be content just taking a knee here with a 22-point lead heading into the locker room, but something tells me the Bruins are going to take a shot. And that's really sounds crazy, but out of respect for Century, because Century can put points on the board. And if they get hot, Twin would like a little bit of cushion. Here we go on the near side. Again, that one-on-one matchup, and the pass is incomplete. Bryce Nielsen, the intended receiver on the coverage, was Carter Ward. You know, and for Carter Ward, that's a mighty big island to be left on by yourself, because you're the only thing that's going to stop a Bruin touchdown. And you're definitely the undersized in the matchup. 2 receivers left, 2 right. Little swing pass out here into the flat. Saddleberg tripped up on a nice tackle by the guy we just got done talking about, Carter Ward. And 27 seconds. The clock is running. The Bruins quickly to the line. Receivers left and right. Hess out of the gun, steps in the pocket, fires over the middle. He's got a man, and it's complete. That's going to be Dalton Carter. 13 seconds. Clock is running. Quickly to the line of the Bruins. And they spike it with 8 seconds to go because the Bruins were out of timeouts.
Yeah, and they don't necessarily have to go for the end zone or do a crazy lateral play here. 8 seconds is quite a bit of time to still be able to get one to the sideline, but you can't really go anywhere in the middle of the field right here, or else the time's going to run out.
Well, you can bet Century's going to send a couple of safeties deep, nothing behind you.
McDonald's, Dixon of Landscape, and O'Duncan's Draft House. Thank you to each and all of you for your support of Bruin football.
All right, from the 49th Century, 8 seconds on the clock. And a timeout taken by Century, as they want to make sure they've got the defense right, because they can ill afford to give up another big play right before the half. Well, Titan Machinery is your source for new and used tractors, combines, balers, excavators, loaders, backhoes, and wheel loaders. Their 5 Idaho locations serve the agricultural, construction, and landscaping industries in eastern Idaho. Titan Machinery offers the most advanced new farm and construction equipment in the world, and they back their equipment with world-class service, parts, and financial solutions. They can get you into your new equipment and into the field quickly with real peace of mind. Find out more online at TitanMachinery.com. out of the timeout. Ty Hess has 3 receivers left. And now in motion, balances the formation. Hess steps up over the middle. It's caught and down to the 20. And the clock stops while they move the chains quickly. Twin trying to get to the line, 1.5 seconds. Now the clock starts, and they down it with 1 second to go, I thought.
I think maybe Hess just kind of fumbled the ball forward rather than spiking it. That's what it kind of looked like, yep.
And that is going to bring the first half to a close. And the Bruins on top with 2 quick strikes from Daxton Payne. They lead it 22-0. We'll take a break. Be right back to Twin Falls High School right after this.
So, what's next? Your path doesn't have to look like theirs. You can do this, or this, or this. Check out in-demand jobs in Idaho and get up to $8,000 to find your thing.
Dear crew, with an adult-sized 3rd row, everyone's welcome. Slip in, stretch out, and let's go. Toyota, let's go places.
It's that time again. Time to get the health insurance you need for next year. Open enrollment is the time for you to enroll in, renew, or change your coverage. At Your Health Idaho, you can save money with a tax credit on the plan that's best for you and your family. Don't wait. Open enrollment ends December 15th. More coverage, less cost. Only at yourhealthidaho.org. Enroll by December 15th.
Il me semble que ce matin le soleil peine à colorer le ciel. Voudrais prolonger les vacances.
Idaho's 529 can be used at any in-state or out-of-state 2- or 4-year college or university. Can be used at a trade school for an apprenticeship.
Whatever it is that your kid is interested in, that's available for them to use the fund.
I really like the flexibility. It gives Wild the opportunity to pursue a whole array of training.
So whatever your child's passion is, you can support that.
To learn more, go to idsaves.org.
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
Dear Friday, we've got power tailgates to power game days and a trailer backup guide that's the champ of the ramp. Toyota trucks. Toyota. Let's go places.
every time that we get in the car. Number 1, buckle up. Number 2, no phones. And number 3, pay attention to your surroundings.
If I got in the car with my friends, I would definitely tell them to put their seatbelts on. I want to be able to get back home safely.
Welcome back to Twin Falls High School. It is halftime at Bruins Stadium, and the Twin Falls Bruins with a 22-0 lead over the Century Diamondbacks in a game really that has been a lot closer than the score indicated. It was 2 massive plays at the end of that second quarter that just flipped this game on its head. And let's go through the scoring recap for you. In the first quarter, the Bruins got on the board at the 2:18 mark of the first quarter on a Saddlebird 14-yard run. Extra point is good. 7-0 Twin Falls. And then we almost make it the entire second quarter without a score. And it was a really good football game. 7-0 Twin Falls. Bend but don't break defense on both sides. And then all of a sudden, Daxton Payne rips off a 65-yard touchdown run. And the Bruins are up 14-0. Okay, we can handle that. Century's going to get the ball back here to start the second half. 14-0. We can handle it. First play after the kickoff, Dax Payne picks it off, 40-yard touchdown return, and the Bruins 22-0 just like that. And if you are Century, it almost kind of like you got shell-shocked in those final 2 minutes in what was a close game. What do you tell your kids?
I mean, and like you said, they really were right there for 23 minutes, roughly 22 minutes of the first half. And you get the ball coming out of the half. That's a big bonus. They kind of have to score on this first possession, or at least put together a good drive and pin Twin back deep and have a good defense possession. There's not really a lot of room for error left in this one, because if you take out the first possession of the game where Twin kind of looked a little sloppy and stagnant. They looked like a team that had practiced through a lot of cold weather this week, frankly. And then they kind of got their footing, and they didn't really have any bad drives the rest of the half. So you can't really afford to not put points on the board. Obviously, a 0 is not something that Century wants on the board at the half. And they came back from a deficit last week. So, I mean, there's really no saying that they can't do this still, but it is going to take a little bit more work than maybe what they had planned, what Coach Fleischman had planned going into the half when there was 4 minutes left compared to when there was zeros on the clock.
Yeah, I mean, the game plan changes just a little bit, when you're down 22-0 and, your offense really hasn't been able to get it going. Justice Mangum hasn't been able to get loose and make a big play. They've kept Tito Villano in check defensively. He hasn't busted off a big run, and we saw Deshaun Clark, their leading receiver, go down in the first quarter. And really it's been the defense of the Twin Falls Bruins keeping these big playmakers in check for Century. And, and we talked about it in the first half. That's kind of them missing that just big play, but we know that Century can do it. And one big play here on this opening drive could change things for the Diamondbacks. And I think you're right. This becomes a must-score situation for Century, because if you can put something on the board here, you're down 2 scores. Okay, 2 scores is striking distance. 3 scores is tough. But if you go 3 and out and Twin puts it in the end zone, game over.
Right. Well, and even just, they crossed the 50 twice, the Century offense. They crossed the 50 twice, but both times ended in a punt. And you don't see that very often in Idaho high school football. But they couldn't have gone for it on 4th down in either of those situations because penalties or bad 3rd down conversions. And because of that, that's the score.
Yeah, and a couple of penalties kind of hurt the drives as well. So, Century, they still got enough firepower to make this thing interesting. We'll see what they dial up on that first drive coming out of the half. And then we've got some updates from other games around the state. And IdahoSports.com, the NFHS, we are all over it. And what do you got?
Yeah, just in the 5A ranks, Skyline up 43-35 on Sandpoint right now in the 4th quarter. Bishop Kelly up big on Blackfoot at half, 30-8.
And those are kind of going chalk there. You got Bishop Kelly winning big over Blackfoot. Bishop Kelly number 2, Blackfoot number 10, and you said Skyline all over Sandpoint. Skyline the number 3, Sandpoint number 11.
Yep, Hillcrest up 2 scores on Lakeland at half as well, 21-7, and then obviously ours at 22-0 for the 4A or the 5A ranks. Over in 6A, Coeur d'Alene and Madison just kicked off 0-0 right now. Rocky is up 3-0 on Eagle in the 3rd quarter, so a tight defensive battle there in Eagle. Mountain View up 14-7 on Rigby, and then Timberline up 14-7 at the half over Middleton.
Yeah, we're about a minute and change from resuming action here in the second half. And we probably ought to mention, for those that are watching at home and maybe feeling a little bit seasick, there is a reason for that. And I'm just the play-by-play guy. I don't do any tech, so I can't even have the vocabulary to explain what's going on here.
That's right. I mean, even just looking at the camera right now, I'm not even near the camera. I'm sitting down in a chair away from the camera, and I can see it shaking. That's partially due to the wind and also partially just due to the setup that we have up here. So apologies to anyone that's getting a little seasick. I'm going to try to just go wide and hold it as steady as I can throughout the second half. But I mean, only so much you can do in the elements here in Idaho.
It is what it is. I mean, it's a broken piece of equipment that broke.
Yeah, the pin of the tripod just is not sticking in as well as it is, and I'm trying to hold it with both hands on both sides as best as I can, while still trying to get some action in as best as I can as well. So we'll leave it to Scott as much as we can in the second half to call the players, and I'll try to stick to the camera.
Yeah. So just so you know at home, it's not Dallin's fault. He's doing everything he can to keep this thing together up here. But I'll pick up the slack for you as best I can.
Sounds good to me.
Me and my eyes here. I got binoculars and I've got readers, and I'm switching them back and forth, and wind blowing programs all over the place. It's awesome.
You know, and one score I just wanted to throw out, I was just looking at 4A while you were talking. Kimberly up 28-0 on American Falls at halftime. That's a game that is a 4-5 matchup. And Kimberly just really had a great end to the season. They started out with some injuries at the quarterback position. Yep. They were down to their third-string quarterback in week 1, and they didn't expect that. Played their fourth string as well in week 1, and then as they got healthy throughout the season, they have looked really good. And American Falls has had a really good season as well, 28-0 for Kimberly at half.
Wow. Well, here we go. The Bruins will kick it off to the Diamondbacks to start this third quarter. And scooped up around the 20. Trying to get to the outside. And that is going to be Echo Hawk. Echo Hawk on the far side ran about 45 yards for a return of 20. But decent starting field position for Century.
I think Echo Hawk might have thought that one was going to bounce out of bounds and just kind of died in the grass right in front of him.
Well, here we go. Very important drive for Century if they want to get back in this thing. Mangum out of the gun. Hand off Tito. Right side just kind of picking his way. Ahead for a couple. Tackle by Alex Johnson. Give him about 4. It'll be second down and 6. Josiah David split out way to the left. Handoff Tito. Villano again. Villano stood up and around the 45-yard line by a whole bunch of Bruins led by Reggie Farrer. Gain of a couple. It'll be third down.
It's going to bring up third down.
Yeah, we talked about it during halftime, but these are the plays that the Diamondbacks have to convert throughout the rest of this one if they want to stay in the ball game. They've had a lot of these third and mediums and just haven't been able to convert them tonight.
Third down and about 4 from their own 45-yard line. Big play right here for Century. Handoff. Villano across midfield and has a first down for Century, and that's exactly what they needed to do, is just move the sticks one time to get it going, and they do. First down and in Bruin territory. Line of scrimmage, the Twin Falls 49.
And Villano's quietly had a lot of yardage through tonight. It just hasn't resulted in points is all.
Or the big play. Mangum out of the gun, flanked left by Villano. Villano right side, just following the lead block of number 21, and that's Zen Fleshman, coach's son. He kind of creeped in motion and then became the lead blocker. And a gain of 9 for Villano. Boy, nowhere to go that time for Villano as he is met by a host of Bruins. In on the play was Farrer, as well as Alex Johnson, whose name we've called quite a bit tonight. No gain on the play. It'll be third down and 1 for Century. Opening drive here in the third quarter. Bruins on top, 22-0.
And again, this is the third time that the Diamondbacks have crossed the 50. These third downs have really been the downfall when they've crossed the 50. We'll see what they do here.
High snap, handoff, first down. As Villano needed 1 and got 2. And the chains move. Line of scrimmage, the Bruin 38.
It's been a steady diet of Tito Villano thus far. I think 6 plays, 6 runs for Villano.
Villano, play action, and they've got a man wide open. Toe, no, he dropped it. Oh, they had that dialed up perfectly. Josiah Davids was wide open on a beautiful play call. Excellent execution until the end.
Yeah, there was nobody within 5 yards of him. Max Payne, I couldn't even see him in the shot when I moved over. And I mean, he fooled me and you, I think, as well.
He did.
The good fake by Mangum there.
2nd down and 10. Fleshman kind of shuttling in motion, becomes the lead blocker again. And that's what the Diamondbacks like to do with Zen Fleshman, is they just use him at the point of attack. He's one of the bigger kids. He's one of the stronger kids. And he's also, one of the kids that's going to probably move on and play somewhere. And that somewhere looks like it might be Air Force. You have all these kids that are really tough, really strong. He's one of them. And he is the guy that's going to be at the point of attack on a lot of these runs. And so when you talk about the success of Tito Villano, a lot of it has to do with this offensive line, which is, according to Coach Fleshman, one of the best he's ever coached in 30 years. And that offensive line includes the tight end as well. Mangum, all kinds of time, and now he's scrambling for his life. Pointing down the field, just chucks it into traffic, and it's picked off at the 2. Intercepted by the Bruins. That is going to be Draken Ferreira. And a drive which looked promising to begin with ends in a turnover with 7:20 to go here in the 3rd. And how big now was that drop and the missed touchdown by Century? Little play action out here in the flat, complete to Luke Beam. Ahead for about 3. Second down and 7. Bruins, I'm sure, content to run some clock here. And the clock continues to move. 6:40 here in the 3rd. Play action, swing pass. That one is complete, and a lot of room on the outside. Out of bounds goes Dalton Carter.
Dalton Carter with the catch and carry. That's going to move the chains. And that's going to bring up
He had a really good block on the outside by Hoyt Murray. Really opened up that play.
Gain of about 23 on the pitch and catch, and the Bruins have a first down out to the 44. Has to throw, in trouble, steps up, and taken down by big number 99. That is Carlos Urias.
Yeah, the junior got in there. And that's I think the 3rd sack, if I'm not mistaken, for Century tonight. And all 3 of them, they got early penetration. But also you got to give credit to the secondary as well for the Diamondbacks.
Loss of about 6 on the play. It'll be second down at 16, and Hess wasn't ready for the snap. It hits him and goes to the ground, but luckily he was able to pick it back up. and avoid disaster. Another loss on the play. But all things considered, better than a turnover. 3rd down and long now for Twin Falls.
Bring up the 3rd down, a long ways to go for the Bruins.
Hess. Over the middle, he's got a man wide open and off the fingertips of the intended receiver, Hoyt Murray.
With the almost catch, intended receiver there. Falls incomplete, that's going to bring up a 4th down.
And a 4th down, and the Century defense forces the Bruin punt. And, you know, you talk about the Century defense and, you know, some of the things that they're going to have to adjust to in the second half. I mean, this is a defense that really changed to fit its personnel. They moved from a 3-man front to a 4-man front, and they have a very athletic defensive line. You know, they love to mix it up. They can blitz, they can stunt, they can just play base. You know, and whatever they can do to adapt to the offense of the other team is what they do, and that's one of the reasons they've been so good defensively. Boy, a bad snap results in a bad kick, and the Diamondbacks are going to have the football at the 41-yard line of Twin Falls.
Had 2 bad snaps on that sequence of plays, and really just sets up the Diamondbacks for their best field position they've had throughout this entire ballgame.
Well, a quick strike here from Century. They can get right back in it. 4:59 on the clock. Century with the football after the special teams miscue. Fleshman in motion, play action. Mangum tries to step up and find some room, and the ball is loose. Recovered by the Bruins. Mangum trying to make something happen, lost the football. And I think it was Reggie Farrer maybe that came up with it.
I believe so. It was either him or Jordan Bingham. It was a single-digit number.
And it's on the far side over there. Apologize, we couldn't quite see in the melee, but Twin Falls gets another turnover.
I was worried that was going to happen to Mangum at some point tonight because he really holds the ball out, kind of doing a swim move with the football when he tries to avoid defenders.
Well, that's the inexperience of playing quarterback, but he's getting better and better. And those are just things that he'll learn along the way. Hess taking a shot right away on 1st down, and it's incomplete on the far side. He was looking for Dalton Carter. And Talon Latin in coverage.
And obviously the focus for Twin Falls coming out of the half seems to be we want to deliver the knockout punch early, because they really didn't pass it that much in the first half necessarily. And if they did, it was more screens or just quick shots across the middle. But they've gone deep 3 different times here in the second half.
Well, one of the things Twin wanted to do was strike quickly and have a fast start to this game. They were unable to do that, but in the second quarter, right before the half, is where they kind of got themselves going with 2 quick scores. But you know, now they're looking for that knockout blow.
Dax Payne with a carry, gets about 3 on.
And Dax Payne with a carry picks up 3 as the clock continues to run. 4.5 to go. 3rd quarter. From the 49 of Century. 3rd and 6. Swing pass. Saddleberg breaks 1 tackle, gets to the outside, and will be close to the 1st down. What should have been a loss of about 5 yards.
Jackson Saddleberg with the carry.
may be enough for a first down. They're going to give him 9. So it'll be 4th down and a yard for the Bruins. Fourth down for Twin. Hess in trouble, down he goes. Boy, Century defensively steps up big time. Getting into the backfield was Ben Clifford.
Yeah, that was one I think Hess would like to have back because he had Payne right up the middle if he had handed the ball off for that 1 yard. Kept it earlier on a 4th and 1 as well. This time, though, the Diamondbacks ready for Hess's keep.
Big defensive stop by Century. They've got it at the Bruin 49. Tito with the carry. And again, not a whole lot of room as the Bruins defensively are flying to the football. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Bruins in on the tackle. Gain of a yard, 2nd down and 9. Two receivers left, 2 right for Mangum. Play action. Mangum looks left, turns back the other way, tries to get out of trouble, throws it down the field, 50-50 ball, and we're going to have a flag. And this might be offensive pass interference. We'll see.
On the pass downfield. False incomplete.
There were 2 different flags thrown, I think at 2 different times. So I almost wonder if one of them was maybe a defensive hold, and then, or maybe just pass interference on both of them.
It was intended for Carter Ward. In coverage was Ferreira. We'll see what the penalty is. And it's going to go against the Bruins. And it was holding against Twin Falls.
Automatic first down for the Diamondbacks.
So the Diamondbacks, via the penalty, will keep the drive alive and get a fresh set of downs. 2:54 to go here in the 3rd. Mangum looking for space, and he finally has some room. Mangum to the races. Inside the 10, touchdown Century. That's the big play the Diamondbacks have been waiting for.
Justice Mangum on the carry for a touchdown for the Diamondbacks.
38-yard touchdown run by Mangum, and the first big play by Century comes at 2:45 to go in the 3rd, and the Diamondbacks on the board.
The way that this half kind of looked after the first possession for Century and then the fumble, the last possession, I mean, making this a 2-possession game with 2:45 left here in the 3rd quarter, it's turned into anybody's ball game.
And the extra point is up and good. And the Diamondbacks are on the board 22-7 after Mangum breaks a long run for Century. And we might have a ball game.
Go ahead. You talked about the Century defense really being pretty stalwart and needing to step up here in the second half, and that score is totally on the back of the Century defense. it's going to show up just as Mangum 38-yard touchdown run, but the defense really created the offense in that case.
Well, they certainly did. I mean, you know, we talked about what does Century have to do offensively to get it going, but at the same time, what do they have to do defensively, you know, to not give up big plays or sustain drives to twin? Well, it means you do what you just did, you know. You get a turnover on downs, and then you capitalize. So the Diamondbacks set to kick off. And that kick goes into the end zone. You know, you talk about, you know, Carter Ward, who handles their kicking duties. I mean, that's a kid who's got an offer from the College of Idaho to kick for them. I mean, this guy has got a leg. I mean, we've seen him all year just absolutely do amazing things as a kicker, and it got noticed. Bruins 1st and 10 from their own 20. Handoff. Left side ahead for maybe a couple. Goes Saddleberg. And a penalty.
Face mask.
Okay, face mask. Okay, yeah, I missed the call. So a face mask is the call, and that's going to give the Bruins 15 extra yards and a first down out across the 35 to the 36. You know, for Century, trying to make a comeback, don't get in your own way here. First down twin, trips to the left. Single receiver and single coverage here on the right side motion. Big hole, Saddleberg. Nearly broke it.
Saddleberg, left side and through the middle. He's going to move the chains, and that's going to bring up another Bruin.
And the Bruins move the sticks again as they approach midfield out to the 47 now. 2 minutes and change to go here in the third quarter. This becomes a pretty important drive for the Century defense. First down. Payne, nowhere to go. Hit at the line of scrimmage, but manages to get ahead for a couple.
You know, you talked about Century not getting in their own way here. I think it'll be interesting to see throughout this last 13 minutes and change what a team that hasn't been to the state tournament for 6 years compared to a team that has been here pretty much every single year for the last whoever knows how many years is.
Option play. Saddleberg again nearly broke it. Perhaps a touchdown saving tackle by Brody Jablonski. And a penalty marker on the play, and it looks like it might be coming back. Personal foul. A little targeting. What it looked like to me.
I almost think this was on Ty Hess back there. It was deep in the backfield around the quarterback, and I don't know if there was a lineman there. It was either a lineman right next to Ty Hess, or it was Ty Hess maybe just pretending to keep the ball on the read option there. But it's not something you see very often away from the play like that.
Well, the penalty will cost the Bruins a significant chunk of yardage in the line of scrimmage all the way back to the 32. They've got to get across midfield to the 42 for that first down. Middle screen, complete. Trying to find some room is Luke Beam, and he's not going to go anywhere as Century rallies to the football. You can see a little pep in the step of that Diamondback defense. After getting that big fourth down stop, finally getting on the board, they're moving around with a little bit more purpose.
Yeah, and when you start 2nd and 25 as well, there's no reason to not be excited.
Under a minute to go here in the third. Hess, swing pass, Saddleberg has some room in front of him, breaks one tackle, makes another man miss inside the 45. He's going to be short of the, well, maybe not. That last little dive, he was able to get the first down. He needed 21, and he may have gotten just 21. Boy, and for Century, that's almost takes the wind out of your sails, because you had really done a good job by pinning Twin Falls behind the sticks, and now you give up a big chunk play and a fresh set of downs, and the Bruins have it in Diamondback territories. The third quarter is going to come to a close. So we'll take a quick break and be right back for the fourth quarter of play. 22-7 is your score. Twin Falls on top of Century. We'll be right back.
Okay, listen up. Right now, teens in Idaho have a higher than normal percentage of fatal car crashes. We're 2.6 times more likely to be in a crash. Why? Data shows we're not buckling up, not driving sober, speeding, and getting distracted by that little device we love to hate. So what are we gonna do about it? It's time to buckle up, drive sober, slow down, and put our dang phone down. I mean, duh. Join the movement. Search Shift Idaho Teen to learn more.
Every time that we get in the car, number 1, buckle up. Number 2, no phones. And number 3, pay attention to your surroundings.
If I got in the car with my friends, I would definitely tell them to put their seatbelts on. I want to be able to get back home safely.
3 quarters in the books here at Twin Falls High School. Dallin Fryer along with Scott Burton. He's Dallin, I'm Scott. And Twin Falls intercepted by Century. Hess trying to go down the field.
And really, no reason to throw that either. It was first down, I believe.
Well, again, the Century defense steps up and makes the play. So from their own 16-yard line, the Diamondbacks will have the football. Play action, Mangum going up top, has got a man complete! And I believe he stepped out of bounds near the 40. Boy, what a grab by Josiah Davis. And Century in business now. Valero just keeping the legs churning inside the 40 he goes. Pickup of 3. 11:39. Oh, we've got a penalty flag, and this is going to be holding against Century.
Exactly what the Diamondbacks didn't need there. But still first down at least.
Yeah, the penalty makes things a little bit more difficult And the penalty netted a loss of 8 yards because holding is a spot foul. You mark the yardage from where the penalty occurred. So 1st and 18. Mangum, kind of a student body right, and we've got another flag.
Justice Mangum with the carry, but there is a flag on the play. And that will be
holding against Century. Boy, after the big play, Century has just thrown the offense in reverse. And that will move the football back to the 41, where it still will remain 1st down. .27 yards, 30 yards to go here on 1st down. Mangum to throw. Over the middle at midfield, it looks like the pass is complete. And Josiah David's with the catch across the middle in traffic. Gets some of that back. It's still going to be 2nd down and around 20 to go. From their own 49. Mangum has all kinds of time, fires over the middle. Oh, and what a collision. And a late flag. And that is going to be on the collision. As the Diamondback player, I cannot get his number, is still down.
And as good as a hit as it really was, it's exactly the play that in college football can get you ejected from a game just because it's a lead at the head to a defenseless receiver.
Boy, popped right back up. Number 13, Deacon Stoll. And showed a little bit of toughness too.
I think maybe just got the wind knocked out of him.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it looked like to me. I mean, you could hear the crowd gasp as they saw the collision. But that is going to be a penalty on the Bruins. Now, it's not enough for a 1st down because Century's still trying to dig themselves out of the mess they've created. But it is 2nd down and a little bit shorter, and they give it to Valera, who picks up a couple of yards. And so now it's going to be 3rd down and 3. Mangum takes it himself, slips one tackle, and down to the 25 he goes.
Justice Mangum, quarterback keeper, and he's going to move the sticks.
Dalton Carter making the tackle for Twin Falls, but a fresh set of downs for Century.
Just under 9:45 to play here. There's still plenty of time in this game if Century's able to get this ball in the end zone.
Oh, absolutely. Trying to cut it to a 1-score game. Mangum, play action. Looking to the end zone. And overshoots Davids. Good coverage on the play by Ferreira. And it'll be 2nd down. .9:28 to go. 4th quarter action. Scott Burton alongside Dallin Fryer. Up top in the elements. Can't feel my extremities anymore. Tito Valera. Nice hole created there by the offensive line inside the 20. He goes. Good chunk on that play. Give him 9. It'll be 3rd down and a yard as Century is now in the Bruin red zone. Handoff, Valera, who slipped at the line of scrimmage and lost yardage. Boy, what a big, big play that was, because what should have been an easy 1st down on a 3rd and 1 is now going to be 4th and 3.
Yeah, I don't think Tito Villano has seen many defenders in the backfield against him this season at all, let alone that soon, deep in the backfield. And big, big 4th down here.
Well, if Century wants to make this a game, they have to convert this. 4th down, high snap, pass, knocked away, incomplete. And the Bruins turn over the Diamondbacks on downs.
Yeah, that Bruin defense, I mean, after that big penalty, that looked like it kind of shifted the momentum of the drive after Century had a couple bonehead mistakes in a row. It looked like it kind of favored Century, and then a couple stops there on second and medium. It never got closer than that.
Well, now the Bruins with the football from their own 19-yard line. Little option play goes nowhere as Hess has stood up at the line of scrimmage and dropped. Wrapping both hands around the football, the Century is trying to jar that thing loose with 8 minutes and 10 seconds to go here in the ballgame, clock moving. Time is now becoming an enemy for Century to get back in it. That last opportunity was a killer. And Saddleberg ahead for a couple, and it'll be 3rd down and 4. 7.5 to play.
That's going to bring up 3rd down and 4 for the Bruins.
This is a huge play.
Oh, Payne back in the ballgame as well on this 3rd down. He's been the explosive player throughout this contest.
Has to throw. Little screen knocked away, nearly intercepted. That's going to be Braxton Jablonski getting in there and messing everything up, and almost had the interception.
Yeah, they wanted to go to Payne there. I think they're going to get ineligible, man.
Nope, they're waving it off.
Flag. I was going to say, it looked like where the flag was thrown was right at the line of scrimmage.
Well, it looked like it could have been, like you said, an illegal man downfield, but it also looked like Jablonski may have gotten there a little early.
Yeah, he did exactly what he knew he needed to do on that screen play. There was no way there was going to be a big play or a 3rd down conversion there.
So 4th down, and the Bruins are going to have to kick this thing away, and Century's going to have another shot with 7:12 to get it to that 1-score game.
I think they only took about 40 seconds off the clock there as well, in a drive that obviously they wanted to take as much clock as possible.
And a bad snap. And boy, what a job by Dalton Carter. You know, we've seen a punting miscue already by the Bruins, and that one nearly was number 2, deep in their own territory, but Dalton Carter able to field the bad snap and get the kick away.
I mean, it's hard to snap in this cold weather, too. I mean, I'm having just a hard enough time just holding the camera, grabbing the papers. I have to take off my gloves to fix the computer. Like, there's a lot of cold. I can't imagine trying to snap a football.
Oh, I know. I can't feel my face anymore. Well, here come the Diamondbacks. Another opportunity. And they're running out of chances. Mangum out of the gun, fires over the middle. Complete. What a catch. Zen Fleshman, boy, the big fella. Makes the grab at the 48-yard line.
You talked about his blocking skills, showing his hands off there as well.
Mangum to throw. Mangum going up top. He's got a man, and it's knocked away at the last second.
Pass intended for Lincoln Echo-Hawk.
Echo-Hawk, the intended receiver. Dalton Carter in coverage, and I think Carter got a hand on it right at the very end, or that would have been a huge play for Century.
Yeah, Mangum, he's been a lot more accurate the second half in those deep balls than he was in the first half, maybe finding his footing a little bit more.
Now, he has thrown some really good passes and throwing a lot more than what they're used to because they've not really had to play from behind that often. Tito wrapped up at the line of scrimmage, and it'll be 3rd down and long.
Last week, Justice Mangum's 5 pass attempts, 4 of 5 through the air because everything was a long run essentially. And for either him or it was for Tito Villano as well. And this, like you said, unfamiliar territory for them. But, I mean, there should be another 7 on the board in theory from a drop pass earlier, and who knows how many more across the middle that have been dropped as well.
Mangum and Villano in the backfield. And the pass complete and a little trickeration. And it goes out of bounds. It was almost like the hook and lateral play from Davids.
Oh, it's a shame it didn't work for them because Villano had room to spare over there.
Davids made the catch and kind of flung it around in an awkward way. Villano couldn't quite get a handle on it. But they did pick up the 1st down. At the 40 we go. Mangum running to the right, cuts it back up the middle, takes a shot, gain of a maybe 3 or 4 on the play. Got a couple of fellas having words down there. Dalton Carter and Carter Ward making after-game dinner plans.
That's right.
Trips left. Mangum to his left. Fires down to Davids, who had slipped and almost was able to get to his knees and make the catch.
That was one of those, you don't throw it where he's going to be, you throw it exactly where he is.
Yeah, because he ain't going anywhere. So 3rd down and 6, obvious 4-down territory here for Century with 5 minutes to play in the ball game, down by 2 scores. They are able to get it in here. All their timeouts left. They got a shot. The Bruins trying to keep that from happening. Pass complete to Davids. It's going to be short of the 1st down by about a yard. And that was just one of those plays you run to the sticks, turn around, and sit down. But that one came up a yard short. Another 4th down. Oh, no. Villano slips on 4th down, and the Diamondbacks turn it over again.
It's been a game of missed opportunities for the Diamondbacks tonight.
Without a doubt. And that might have been the backbreaker right there because time is your enemy. If you're Century, if you are Twin, then you just need to milk the clock. Run the football. Saddleberg. Ahead for a yard. Clock is running. 4 minutes and change to go. Twin Falls taking their time, waiting for the count to come on. And they finally snap the football and get it to Payne for a couple of yards. And now the timeouts are going to start to get called, and that'll allow us to visit some of our game stream sponsors.
About 6 to go.
Brzee Heating and Air, the Magic Valley's premium HVAC provider, is proud to support the Twin Falls Bruins in the state playoffs. Good luck, Bruins, from Brzee Heating and Air. The Bank of Commerce is a proud supporter of all area schools with 17 locations across Idaho and southwest Montana. For local decisions and exceptional service, make the Bank of Commerce your bank of a lifetime. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Caribou Ford is simply proud to cheer on the Century High School football team as they play in the state football playoffs. Liberty Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Soda Springs is proud of the Century High School football team for making the great drive to the state football playoffs. Primetime Auctions is a proud supporter of local high school athletics and wants to wish everyone a fun and safe postseason. Primetime Auctions is the best place to bid online for anything you can think of: vehicles, equipment, estate, antiques, and even real estate. Third down for the Bruins. Century needs a stop here. Hess to throw. Hess into traffic, and it's knocked away. Double coverage and good defense by Century. The intended receiver was Luke Beam. On coverage was Gonzalez and Ward.
Twin kind of does Century a favor there, not making them spend any time out there and not taking off 40 seconds on the clock.
Founded in 1949, Pioneer Title Company is an employee-based company centered around a going beyond culture which fosters the principles of family, respect, and openness. Pioneer offers title and escrow products, long-term escrows, contracting, purchasing, foreclosure services, and 1031 deferred exchanges. Pioneer Title Company. All right, on the punt or the fake punt, and they cannot convert. As a little trickeration and the pass falls incomplete. It was intended for Hoyt Murray, and it was open, just didn't execute. Well, Twin just kind of opened the door a little bit for Century.
I think Bryce Nilsson was the one that threw it, and I think he had more time than he realized as well, because Murray was pretty open, and there wasn't really any pressure on Nilsson as well.
I mean, snap it to the up back and let him throw the football, and by Twin doing that, they are putting a lot of pressure on their defense to come up with another stop. And on first down, they do exactly that. Richard with the stop for Twin Falls. 3 minutes, 15 seconds left to play Century. Just about out of opportunities here. Mangum fires it down the field, looking for Davids, who slipped. And the pass falls incomplete. We've seen a lot of players slipping and sliding tonight as the weather gets colder. Things get a little bit more slippery.
Yeah, it says 41 on my watch, but it feels a lot colder than that.
41, whatever. 41 below.
That's right.
Holy cow.
It is so cold.
3:04 to go. Third down and 9 for Century. Mangum across the way, and it's complete. What a grab on the far side by Carter Ward.
Catch is made by Carter Ward. First down for the Diamondbacks.
First down for Century. Hand off left side. Up ahead for a couple. Goes Villano. Second down, Century. Quickly to the line with 2.5 to play. Clock is running. And that one nearly picked off. Stepping in and nearly racing the other way was Farrer. But Carter Ward able to reel it in. And just shy of the first down. It'll be 3rd down and 1. Third down and a yard. Pass over the middle. Intercepted. Off the hands of the intended receiver, and I believe that was Ward. And then it bounced around before being picked off by Alex Johnson. And holy cow. I feel like it's Groundhog Day. You know,
man,
it's just like opportunity after opportunity after opportunity after the defense of Century has come out and put the clamps on Twins, shut them out. And Saddleberg rips off a big run across the 25.
I was just about to say the same thing, that I can't believe that Twin hasn't scored in the second half, because it feels like they've had the ball so much. There's probably, I mean, I don't have all the possessions in front of me, but it feels like there's been 25 possessions in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, there certainly has, and you got to give credit to this Century defense. I mean, Twins got 22 points on the board. One of them is a pick 6. But here in the second half, it has been nothing for the Bruin offense. But, you know, give credit to the Bruin defense for coming up with the stops when they needed it.
I mean, pending a really crazy chain of events in this one, Twin has a lot they need to do to clean up next week going into their next matchup. Because it's been a sloppy one for them.
Timeout on the field. We'll keep it right here. Want to thank our Twin Falls Power Boosters, Vitaglow Idaho, and the Roof Resource, as well as Brzee Heating and Air, the Magic Valley's premium HVAC provider, who's proud to support the Twin Falls Bruins in the state playoffs. Good luck from Brzee Heating and Air. And the Power Boosters out of Century, Java Express, Mountain View Event Center, the Roof Resource, MVP Rentals, Liberty Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Teton Auto Group. And the Bank of Commerce is a proud supporter of all area schools with 17 locations across Idaho and southwest Montana. For local decisions and exceptional service, make the Bank of Commerce your bank of a lifetime. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. And Caribou Ford, proud to cheer on the Century High School football team as they play in the state playoffs. Okay, third down. Or excuse me, second down and 5 for Twin. And that's Saddleberg. Legs churning again out across the 35. He's going to be close to the first down. 1:21 to go. And a first down here essentially makes everything academic.
Third down and about 1. And a timeout is called.
And a timeout on the field. We'll keep it right here. Founded in 1949, Pioneer Title Company is an employee-based company centered around a going beyond culture which fosters the principles of family, respect, and openness. Pioneer offers title and escrow products, long-term escrows, contract purchasing, foreclosure services, and 1031 tax-deferred exchanges. They provide services in Idaho, Oregon, Nevada, Washington, and Wyoming. Call 208-233-9595 to set up an appointment. Pioneer Title is a proud supporter of Century Athletics and wants to wish them good luck in tonight's game. And Primetime's Auctions is a proud supporter of local high school athletics and wants to wish everyone a fun and safe postseason. Primetime Auctions is the best place to bid online for anything you can think of: vehicles, equipment, estate, antiques, and even real estate. And that should be enough for the first down, I believe. Well, I don't know.
That will be 4th down and short.
He did not get there. So 4th and less than a yard. 1:16 to go. And if you're Twin, you just keep the offense on the field. Get half a yard and then victory formation.
Yeah, likely going back to the tush push, I'm guessing.
Bring the sticks out for a measurement. And they are short by just a couple of inches. Twin will move on and await the winner of Hillcrest and Lakeland. So 4th down and less than a yard for the Bruins, who are just trying to get a first down and end this thing. And here comes the tush push. And there you go. And we've got a flag coming in from the backfield, which will probably mean some motion and certainly a penalty on the offense. Well, and that's the thing about the tush push, and that's what the Eagles get in trouble for, and that nobody seems to call.
That's right.
I mean, I'm a Rams fan, and that cost us big time.
Absolutely.
In Philly.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, they're calling it, I think, aiding the runner.
Oh, okay,
I saw the hands go forward.
Yep, they did. Yeah, so that's the difference in high school and professional football, which is, one of the reasons that high school doesn't run this play a lot, because it's essentially a quarterback sneak at that point, right? In the pros, you can just pick them up, put them on your shoulder, carry them across the goal line or whatever it is.
You could.
And if you're the Eagles, you can move all at different times. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think in this one, those two up backs, rather than pushing the quarterback, they're more pushing the guards.
Exactly.
Trying to
Pushing
get some
the
extra
line.
leverage. Yep. And in that case, maybe just thinking they could get away with it with 1 minute left in the game. Update on that Hillcrest-Lakeland game as well. In the fourth quarter, Hillcrest up 35-7, so it looks like it will be Twin Falls-Hillcrest next week.
And a fake punt, breaking tackles, moving ahead, first down. Wow.
As if there wasn't enough wild things that happened in this game.
Dalton Carter. Boy, he would not be denied. And it's going to be victory formation for the Bruins. And, what a season for the Century Diamondbacks, especially kind of digging themselves out of years of, just not playing good football.
Yeah, not at all, yeah.
And they're going to be back because this is a junior class at Century that is really turning things around. And the main players that you heard us call tonight, they're coming back. And you've got a lot of these kids that are going to do big things for the Diamondbacks. And even though their season comes to an end tonight, we're going to hear about them again, including a guy named Rogan Boomer, who's going to Western Montana. His uncle was a star for the Grizzlies in Montana. His grandma was the first female governor in Montana. So got a lot of nifty little nuggets here.
That's right.
From Coach Fleshman. And something real funny here before we break and come back with our player of the game is, Century started in 1999, right? That was the opening of the school. And Ryan Fleshman and Bruce Givens, two coaches on the Century staff, they were there that first year at Century, 1999. They're the only two still remaining when the school opened, and that's something that they're pretty proud of. And, you know, congratulations to Century for a fantastic season, and a big congratulations to the Twin Falls Bruins, who survive and advance and will move on in the state playoffs. And looks like they will face Hillcrest, a team that they've already played this season and lost by 21, 9-28. Well, that's going to do it for the game here, or for the and we'll take a break really quick and thaw out and come back with our player of the game next on IdahoSports.com.
Okay, listen up. Right now, teens in Idaho have a higher than normal percentage of fatal car crashes. We're 2.6 times more likely to be in a crash. Why? Data shows we're not buckling up, not driving sober, speeding, and getting distracted by that little device we love to hate. So what are we going to do about it? It's time to buckle up, drive sober, slow down, and put our dang phone down. I mean, duh. Join the movement. Search Shift Idaho Team to learn more.
All right, today's player of the game is brought to you by the Idaho Office of Highway Safety, reminding you to always keep your head in the game, whether you're on the field or on the road. Be in the moment and free from distractions. And this one was a very, very quick discussion. And, Dale, I'll just let you break the news, our player of the game.
I mean, it definitely goes to Dax Payne. Dax Payne, really the difference in this game, because Twin Falls did not score in that second half. He scored a 65-yard touchdown with 1 minute and 45 seconds left in that second quarter, and then the next play from scrimmage, pick six. And really that, like I said, that's the difference in the game, because Twin Falls just doesn't score otherwise the score's 7-7. And Dax Payne made some big plays on defense, did a good job running the ball as well, broke a couple runs, and obviously that 65-yard touchdown being the difference in the game. Congratulations, Dax Payne, our IdahoSports.com player of the game.
And the Bruins will move on and face the defending champs, the Hillcrest Knights, it appears. And in a game, like we said, they've already played this year. And it was dominated by Hillcrest. 49-28 is the final score of that one. We'll see what Twin Falls dials up for the rematch. And that will be a good one. And you can find all that action on IdahoSports.com. Well, that's going to do it for us here. This has been an IdahoSports.com GameStreams production of the 2025 Idaho High School Football Playoffs on the NFHS Network. This postseason broadcast is presented by Project Filter, your local Toyota dealer, Your Health Idaho, Next Steps Idaho, Ideal, Idaho's College Savings Plan, the Idaho Bowl, Valleywide Cooperative, and the Idaho Office of Highway Safety. And the broadcast also made possible by the great support from our local business partners that come on board tonight, and they include the Twin Falls Power Boosters, VitaGlow Idaho, the Roof Resource, and special thanks to Brzee Heating and Air Conditioning. And from Century, their power boosters include Java Express, Mountain View Event Center, the Roof Resource, MVP Rentals, Liberty Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, and Teton Auto Group. And then our business partners that jumped on for this game: Lookout Credit Union, Titan Machinery, the Bank of Commerce, Caribou Ford, Liberty Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Primetime Auctions, and Pioneer Title Company. Well, special thanks to Athletic Director Sean Walker and everyone here at Twin Falls High School for their hospitality and help in getting this game broadcast to you. And congratulations again to our IdahoSports.com player of the game, presented by the Idaho Office of Highway Safety, Daxton Payne. And thanks again for joining us as the Twin Falls Bruins defeat the Century Diamondbacks by a final score of 22-7. Well, for my broadcast partner, Dallin Fryer, and everyone else behind the scenes here at IdahoSports.com, my name is Scott Burton. Thanks for joining us, and so long, everybody.
This has been a presentation of IdahoSports.com GameStreams. This broadcast is copyrighted to IdahoSports.com. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this broadcast without the expressed written consent of IdahoSports.com is strictly prohibited.